Hello and welcome to the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. Before we dive into the line itself, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so this week's exercise is going to be a chordal line. It's something that we don't get to do very often as bass players, playing chords on the instrument, and it's always a bit of fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy working through this exercise. What I'm going to be doing first of all is I'm going to show you the different chord voicings that are going to be used within the first bar, and then we'll look at how it's played in terms of the strumming techniques that we need. So we're in the key of E minor, and the first chord that we're going to be playing is going to be a C major 7 chord. So I've got my second finger on a C, 15th fret of the A string, first finger is on the E, 14th fret of the D string, and my fourth finger is playing the B at the 16th fret of the G string. It gives me a root, third, and major 7th of a C major 7 chord. Really common voicing of that chord on the bass guitar. Okay, the next chord that we're going to be playing is going to be a voicing of a B minor 7 chord. So we're going to be playing, moving that second finger down to a B. First finger is now going to be playing the D, gives us the minor third, and my third finger is going to come in here and play the A at the 14th fret of the G string. That's our B minor 7 voicing. We're going to take that voicing down a whole step to an A minor, A, C, and G. It's really worth just getting comfortable playing those voicings. Moving your hand around, playing those different voicings. Something that we don't really get to do as bass players is playing different chords, moving from chord to chord like a guitar player would. It can be quite a challenging thing for us as bass players because it's not the kind of thing that we typically do. So always good to do things like this. Always a good workout for your fingers. From there, we're going to play this double stop. This is going to be an open D string with the E at the 9th fret of the G string. E is going to kind of resolve upwards to an F sharp, so we get the open D with the F sharp ringing against it. It gives us a D major sound. So those are the chords that we're going to be playing in the first bar. Now let's take a look at the technique that's going to be required to play them. We're going to be using a strumming technique here, and what we're going to be doing is flicking downwards with the fingers of the picking hand, like that, and then we're going to be, as we come back up, retract the fingers, we're going to be striking the strings again with the pads of the fingers. That kind of thing. I'm just showing you this on an E power chord. Just get used to doing that kind of thing. If you can do that comfortably enough, you're going to have the technique that you need to play this line. Now the tricky thing here is we're going to be playing kind of continuous 16th notes, but interspersing actual voiced chords with ghost notes. We're going to be maintaining a 16th note rhythm, but we're not always going to be letting every single note sound out. We're going to have this. So we play the C major 7 chord twice, and then we're going to strum again, but it's going to be ghost notes. And then on the upstroke, we're going to catch that B minor 7 chord. And again, ghost notes on the downstroke, and then we play the A chord. So continuous 16ths with this hand, but we're just choking off the chords at times just to turn them into ghost notes. Okay, that's the first chunk of the line. Ghost notes again after that A, and then on the upstroke we're going to catch that open D and the E. It can be quite tricky to do. That's on the end of the second beat. We're going to tie that across into the third beat, and then we're going to carry on strumming. Now, when you carry on strumming, because we're tied into the beat, we're going to need to restart that pattern with an upstroke. So up, up, down, up. That means we come back in on beat 4 with a nice big strong downstroke. On beat 4, that's where we move up to the open D against the F sharp. Strum that twice, and then it's going to be ghost notes. Okay, that's our first bar. That can be quite tricky to do, so take your time with that. Get the chord voicings down first of all so you're comfortable moving between them, as we did a few minutes ago, and then apply the strumming technique. It's one of those lines where you kind of need to be able to play it slowly to get your hands into the kind of coordination that's needed. But in some ways it can be quite hard to play it slow. It's a little bit easier almost when you get it up to tempo, but at the same time it's important not to rush these things. So yeah, take it slowly to begin with, I guess. Now, as we move into the second bar of the line, we've got something a little bit easier. We're just going to be playing a D power chord, moving up to an E power chord. And again, we're going to be playing continuous 16th notes here and interspersing these chords with ghost notes. So I'm going to show you the rhythm that we're going to be using here. Hear that again? Okay, so my D power chord, I'm playing D, A, and octave D. First, third, and fourth fingers, and I'm using my second finger, you can probably see, just to sit in between and rest on that open E string to stop it from humming. Now, in terms of the rhythm, we've got the D power chord, down, up, and we've got ghost notes, and then on the next up, we're going to play the E power chord. On the second beat, ghost notes, chord, ghost notes. Two of them. That's just the first couple of beats cycled round a few times. Now when you get to the third and fourth beats of this bar, much easier. We're just going to play. So 2 D chords, 2 ghost notes, 2 E chords, 2 ghost notes. So what are we here? We're doing here. There we go. Okay, let's put the first 2 bars together. And as you're working on this stuff, one of the things that you're going to encounter is the problems with muting the things that you don't want ringing. So you'll probably notice that a lot of the time when I'm playing some of these chordal lines, particularly that one, my thumb comes in and rests on the E string. And that's happening instinctively. I'm not really thinking about doing that. It's just to stop that open E from ringing, because we don't want that happening against this kind of open D chord. That's going to sound pretty awful. Same thing with this power chord thing, second finger sitting in between there. Again, I'm not really thinking about doing that. I just know from experience that you need to stop that open E string ringing. Think about playing a bass guitar and playing any kind of aggressive technique on the bass is anytime you start whacking the instrument, the strings will start to hum, and the ones that you're not fretting will be humming in the background if you're playing. So a lot of the time when you're playing techniques like this, it's about controlling the things that you don't want to ring, as well as the things that you do. Okay, now the good news is, if you've made it this far into the video, we've basically broken the back of it, because the third bar of the line is going to be the same as the first. And the fourth bar is the same thing in terms of the pattern, but we're just going to change the chords. So we're going to have an E power chord this time, and then we're going to move to a voicing of a G major 7 chord. And it's the same voicing that we had up here for the C major 7 chord, but we're just moving it down to a G, so G, B and F sharp. So the fourth bar, same rhythm as the second, but then we're changing the chords from E power chord, and then just staying on a G major 7 voicing for the second part of the bar. Okay, so quite a lot of challenges in this line. We've got to play chords, something that we don't typically do on the bass. We're alternating between different voicings, again, something that we don't really do as bass players. And then we've got to transition in between sort of playing fretted chords and then allowing them to sound as ghost notes as well. So that's sort of alternating between full sounding chords and then just playing strummed ghost notes. That can take a little bit of getting used to, all the while stopping things from ringing that we don't want ringing. So a fair few challenges in this line. It's quite an advanced chordal line, but really, really good fun to play. And once you're comfortable with it and you can really kind of dig into it, it's really great fun. And it's as I said at the beginning, it's really nice to play things like this on the bass because we don't often get asked to do things like this. Okay, that's it for this week's bass lick. In terms of the tone that I've used on this recording, I've got everything turned up full on the bass this week, and I've added a little bit of reverb to the sound. When you're playing these kind of solo chordal lines, you can afford to add a little bit of reverb or a little bit of chorus to your sound. That's really going to add a bit of presence around everything, make it sound really effective. So if you can do the same, it's going to sound really good. Thanks for checking out the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. If you'd like to download the PDF worksheet and audio files for this exercise, just click on the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this lesson, please head over to basslinepublishing.com to check out my full range of video courses. Okay, I'll see you next week for another bass groove.